No pizza cutter, no pizza pan, no problem. Today we are going to make Joroukas Infusion homemade tropical chicken pizza. Yes, this pizza combines the thin crust sensibilities of a local Italian pizza plus the rich extravagance of the American style pizza. This is a wealth of deliciously complementing toppings in every bite. Alright friends, let's get started. So here in a bowl I got 2 tablespoons of white granulated sugar, 1 1/4 teaspoon of instant yeast and 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt. To that I added 1 cup of warm water and I am going to mix this together. Next I drizzle some olive oil here and I'm going to still go ahead and mix. So I set this aside for about 5 minutes, and after about 5 minutes I am going to incorporate the wet and the dry ingredients, and in here I got 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and I am going to gradually combine this mixture together. Ideally for this recipe you should use 2 cups of plain flour and 1 teaspoon of instant yeast, but because I am going for a specific kind of crust, something in between the thin and the thick crust, a bread like kind of crust, my dough is slightly different. Use whatever pizza dough you prefer for your pizza. Okay, there are many pizza dough recipes out there. So for my recipe here I am going to rinse out and add some extra water because I want my dough to be a little bit sticky. Like, it's going to get sticky a lot because I want a bread like kind of dough, a kind of fluffy yet crunchy on the outside but soft and fluffy like bread on the inside. This dough I'm going for, I am trying to recreate one of my favorite pizza dough, and that is for Pizza Hut. If you're in Nigeria, in Lagos, Abuja, you know what I'm talking about. If you've tried Pizza Hut pizza before, I will not necessarily say their pizza is my favorite pizza, but I love their dough absolutely. So I went in with some extra virgin olive oil here and some flour. Now the reason I am going to be adding a little there and a little here is because like I told you, my dough is extremely sticky, so you have to work this with a lot of wisdom. Okay, so we do not want to overwork our dough here, so I am going to lightly dust this so I can extract it neatly from the bowl. So this is what I ended up with. Can you see? It's still sticky, so I'm going to lightly grease my another bowl with olive oil, and I'm going to transfer this dough in there. So next we're going to cover this with a clean film and we're going to let this sit for about 20 minutes. So while my pizza dough is resting and doubling in size, we're going to go ahead and prepare our pizza sauce. This is a 2-in-1, 3-in-1 tutorial, and I put everything together. So I got some tomatoes and I'm using a lot of tomatoes. The reason is simple. I want to preserve some of my pizza sauce for the next pizza so that I do not have to make pizza sauce anytime I want to make my pizza. So I made some incisions, as you can see, and I am going to cook my tomatoes until it is nice and soft. While our tomatoes is cooking, we're going to go ahead and begin to prepare our toppings. Friends, this pizza is rich. This pizza combines a lot of deliciousness: chicken, sausages, pineapple, onions, olives, green bell pepper, red bell pepper. It's just so delicious. It's a tropical chicken pizza, and I tell you, you wouldn't get this amount of toppings in a restaurant, in a pizza house, anywhere. You won't find this anywhere, trust me. Well, perhaps I've not seen it yet, but when it's made at home, it's made with love, and you get the opportunity to incorporate anything you want to incorporate into it. And these toppings are deliciously complimentary. So I put my chicken on fire and it's stir frying. I seasoned with some soya pepper. This soya pepper, if you're in Nigeria, you can find it in ShopRite. So I have taken my tomatoes out of the pot. It's already done, and I'm going to just put that to cool down while our chicken is frying. We're multitasking here. So our chicken is fried nicely, and all I seasoned with was that soya spice. That was all I used. So next we're going to go in and stir fry our sausages until it has this nice beautiful golden color. Look at that. So we're going to set that aside. So next I'm going to go ahead and peel my tomatoes and deseed them. Some people blend, but I'm not going to blend mine. I'm just going to mash it. Nobody loves pizza more than my husband, and the first time I made pizza for him after we got married, he was very skeptical. But since then, he has been a fan of my pizza. He was like, yeah, he has traveled around a bit and he absolutely loves my pizza more. So when he feels like it, here, take some money, I want some pizza, and it's done. I thought to share one of my pizza recipes with you, one of the favorites in my house. So here I added some garlic and onions and some olive oil, just a little. And I'm going to saute this for some minutes, a minute or three, and into that I will incorporate my tomatoes, which I had mashed. Next, I'm adding two teaspoons of brown sugar, and into that I'm adding some parsley, dried parsley, dried oregano, and some chili peppers, and I'll season with some salt. I added a little bit of vinegar and some tomato paste, but I lost the footage of the vinegar, so I added just a little bit. You can drop a little bit of white wine if you have one available. It will enrich the flavor. Back to our pizza dough. Yes, it has doubled in size, and look at what we have here. You can see it's still sticky, but no worries. We're going to dust our working surface with a generous amount of flour, and we will skillfully transfer our dough onto this working surface and coat it with the flour front both ways. Friends, I enjoy making pizza. It can be work, it can be fun, depending on how you see it. But I love making this pizza. Oh yes, and this pizza, if you can see, I don't even have a rolling pin here. I don't know where I dropped it. I think my baby put it somewhere. But I am using a wine bottle to roll the thing out. What I am trying to tell you today is you can enjoy your pizza whether you have the professional tools or not. At this point, I needed Emma to help me out because I don't have a pizza pan in this particular house here in Lagos. So I am using my cake board. Yeah, cake tray, yes. I dismantled it and I'm using the bottom of my tray. If you have an aluminium plate that is sort of flat, go ahead and use it for your pizza. We don't get stranded on Jorouka's Infusion. Yes. So we skillfully placed our dough here, and then we're going to go ahead and work on the toppings. So So first of all, I'm going to drizzle all of that pizza sauce. It smells absolutely amazing. So I'm going to drizzle a generous amount for my first layer of topping. I love to go in with my tomato pizza sauce twice. Next, I thinly cut up some mozzarella cheese and I am going to layer it after the tomato sauce. So next I'll go in with my chicken. Can you see? Tell me where you buy pizza of 5,000, 7,000 naira that they'll put this amount of pizza chicken toppings for you. So why not make yours at home? Why not? Next, our sausages went in and we're going to go in with our tropical flavor, the pineapple. So next I drizzled more cheese on this and then I went in with my red bell pepper, just a little, and then I am going to go in next with some onions. Usually we love getting our pizza, but somehow they aren't feeling, oh, you have to break your wallet to get truly full. Like when you share one, it's usually not enough. This pizza always has us filled up. Next, I topped up with my olives. I'm using green olives for this recipe. If you have just the black olives, fantastic. And I am going to go in with some green peppers, green bell peppers. Some call it capsicum. Some call it bell pepper, some call it green pepper, and of course we're going to drizzle more cheese. Add as much cheese as you want to your pizza, but for one, I love my cheese in moderation, and you don't get to have that when you buy your pizza outside. Usually when I order, I always ask them to put my cheese in moderation, but you can go crazy if you want, but this is just perfect for me. And we're going to dunk this in a preheated oven. My oven has been preheated to about 350 degrees and I am going to let this bake for about 25 minutes. The reason I am baking this longer is because of the kind of oven I am using, and then secondly because it's a thicker kind of crust. Our pizza is ready, and while it's piping hot, I went ahead and started cutting with my knife. I don't have a pizza cutter here, so it's either I send for my pizza cutter or I'll have to buy a new one. But this was just so perfect, and I am eating mine right now. Thank you, friends, for watching. Hope you had fun, and hope you have fun in your kitchen making this pizza for your family. Look at that crust. This is deliciousness. Oh, and I went in, I added some extra tomato sauce, pizza sauce, while it was baking. Yum.